Ladies and gentlemen, Typhoon Yagi, Asia's strongest super typhoon this year, hit the mainland of China's Hainan province, causing landslides and many houses collapsing early Friday morning, bringing with it strong winds. Extremely strong winds, speeds of up to 300 kilometers per hour, and heavy rainfall brought all activities to a near standstill. In the dark of night, the devastation of Typhoon Yagi forced more than 1 million people to evacuate their homes in panic. They left their settlement with only their hasty luggage when the roar of the wind swept away sand dust and the vast sea of water flooded the mainland. Ladies and gentlemen, a red warning for strong winds has officially been issued. Currently, winds at terrifying speeds are sweeping the coast and mainland. These winds are not simply strong, they are becoming hurricanes, with speeds that can reach 180 to 200 kilometers per hour, equivalent to the strength of a super typhoon. Right now, the city is in danger, as layers of dust, rocks, and remnants of buildings are blown into the air. The winds are no longer an ordinary weather phenomenon. They have become invisible monsters, devouring everything in their path. The situation has gone out of control. Many residential areas were completely isolated as main roads were blocked by rubble. Vehicles can barely move, and people are advised not to go out under any circumstances. A series of high-rise buildings are under incredible pressure from the wind. The roof was blown off and windows were broken by the enormous force of the impact. The air was heavy with the terrifying whistling of wind and the crashing sounds of swept objects, making the scene haunting. We are witnessing one of the most terrifying natural disasters. Strong winds exceeding 400 kilometers with unimaginable destructive power. These crazy winds not only sweep through the streets, but also toss everything in their path. At this moment, cars, trucks, and other means of transport were lifted into the air, spun around like toys, and then were thrown to pieces on the ground. Houses, corrugated iron roofs, and even small buildings were blown away by the wind, spinning in the air before being shattered into pieces. Never before have we seen the destructive power of wind so terrible. Trees on the side of the road were not only uprooted, but also torn apart by the force of the wind. Pieces of bark, broken branches, and broken rocks shot out like bullets, endangering the lives of anyone standing nearby. Each branch of the tree was like a sharp blade, rushing every moment. Trees collapsed, tree trunks were torn apart, debris flew everywhere, while cars were thrown into the ground. The project was never destroyed. The coconut tree also fell down because of the wind. The coastal area is even scarier than the seemingly world-ending scene of a village about to be destroyed. Even this house is beyond support. imagination. This is no longer an ordinary storm, but a fury of nature. Do everything to protect yourself and your family during these harsh times. The storm has not passed yet, but we must be ready to face all the worst situations. From the house that collapsed, the roof flew into the sky and the wedding became chaos. The company had to stop working. The high-rise building was seriously deformed and the company was completely closed. Right now, the road before our eyes has become a desolate battlefield under the terrible power of winds reaching speeds of 400 kilometers per hour. The scene had nothing to describe but horror. Everything on the long, wide road was crushed and turned into ashes, as if it had just gone through an invisible firestorm. Cars were blown away like sheets of paper, smashed into each other, and then shattered into broken pieces of iron. The buildings on both sides of the road are now just piles of rubble as the wind blew away the entire structure, throwing construction materials into the sky and then throwing them onto the road like dust. There are no traces of life left on this road. The trees on both sides of the road, once rows of shady green trees, are now just bare roots. Tree trunks were snapped like matchsticks, and branches and leaves were swept away for miles, leaving bare patches like after a sandstorm. The coconut trees are dancing under the storm. The western city of Hainan is engulfed in nature's fury. Lightning strikes, powerful electric sparks falling from the dark sky, combined with strong winds reaching speeds of up to 450 kilometers per hour, turn this place into a scene of desolation. We are witnessing terrifying moments when houses are completely destroyed by the force of the wind. And right at this moment, a series of houses were hit by the wind. The roofs were blown into the sky and disappeared in hurricanes and bright lightning, and cars were swept underground by the flood. We urge all people in dangerous areas to stay calm and absolutely not go out. Move to higher floors, take shelter in safe rooms, and stay away from windows. The storm still shows no signs of stopping, and we are facing one of the harshest disasters in the history of this region. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, although the situation out there is still tense, let's keep a spirit of optimism and solidarity to overcome it all. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel to update the latest, most reliable information on weather and other urgent news.